Good morning, everyone. I hope you are doing amazing today. I am catching up from the weekend. Here's the thing. As I get older, I realize it's just so much more fun to hang out on the weekends, but I also realize it takes longer to recover. So I'm probably going to be in recovery mode for the next 2 days. So I could tell my eyes are red. Yeah, the weekends. So how are you all doing this morning? So I'm going to go ahead and get ready. We're going to share this out to a couple of people because today's topic is your solo business recession proof? Woo, I know that's a big one right there. But that's something we really need to talk about. Is your business recession proof? I read a lot of the money magazines and all that kind of stuff and stay up to date on all the markets. And, there's people who are grumblings about a recession. Now, please be advised, I am not a financial advisor. I am not giving you advice when it comes to investing or anything like that. But I'm just coming from pure straight up experience from living through a recession. Oh, what, about 10, 11 years ago? And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So, and as a business owner right now, we need to talk about that because it's devastating for people with jobs, but as business owners, it can be even more devastating if we're not prepared. So we're going to talk about that today. And while I'm getting prepared, I want you to think about this question. Is your business recession proof? Okay. So for all of my folks here on Instagram, thank you so very much for tuning in. This we're talking about is your business recession proof. Good morning, Heather. And for those of you, if I'm popping up in your feed, you're watching the replay, you're listening to the podcast, watching me on YouTube, I'm kind of everywhere now. Thank you so very much. I am Phylecia Jones, budgetologist and solopreneur money management expert. And you are watching Ask the Budgetologist. And every morning I come to you live at 7:45 a.m. Mountain Time-ish. And I answer any questions you have about business, budgeting, and solo entrepreneurship. And of course, I give you tons of unsolicited financial advice. And because August is kind of like the dog day of summer, I think it's kind of like a dog day. It's like we're almost prepared for fall. Kids are going back and everybody's just kind of in denial that Christmas is on its way. Yeah. So it's kind of a dog day of summer, but this is like the dog days of trying to figure out what your money is doing before fall hits. So I am coming to you live here on Facebook.com/Keep Up with Mrs. Jones and also over on Instagram at Keep Up with Mrs. Jones. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? Tanya, I think I need your mailing address. I'm sending out treats, y'all. I'm gathering the addresses to get treats. So what we're going to talk about today is your business recession proof. Also want to let you know that the prices for my one-on-one sessions are going up today. So you can go ahead and jump in. I haven't changed anything yet. I'm going to change it tonight. You can do the one-on-one sessions. Go to keepupwithmrsjones.com/jumpstart, or you can go to that beautiful book now button here on Facebook. Or for those of you on Instagram, all you got to do is check the link in the bio. Hey, Joseph over on Instagram. How are you all doing this morning? All right. So had an amazing weekend, had a leadership retreat. So didn't sleep. Had a lot of liquid libations, had a lot of fun. So now I'm recovering. So, and I wasn't able to come to you live on Saturday and Sunday. So I absolutely apologize. I was in the mountains and did not have any type of reception. So you just kind of have to deal with what you got. But I was really thinking about what we should talk about today. And we got to talk about the recession. So I keep up with a lot of the market stuff. For those of you, if you don't know, the way I learned about money is I went and started doing tons and tons of research some years ago on investing. A lot of my net worth was grown by investing and saving. So that's what I have done to build up the net worth to, it's kind of a nice little chunk of change that we have right now. And so with that, I'm always privy to what's going on in the markets or what people are saying, what they're thinking, what they're doing. And I'm hearing grumbles. I've been hearing grumblings of a recession since about the beginning of this year. And I'm really starting to tick up a little bit more. So my question to you as a solo business owner, is your business recession proof? How many of you, raise your hand, how many of you remember the last recession? It wasn't that long ago, just to be straight up honest. Hey, Renee, how you doing this morning? So the last recession wasn't that long ago, and it was pretty devastating. to a lot of people. Now, me, I had a job. I was pretty secure in my job, but it was devastating on other ends. And if I've ever told you the story about my home and how everybody just went bad. It went down south so bad. I purchased a home for about $340,000 and the value of it dropped to 175. That's how bad the recession was. Hey, Maia, how are you doing? Maia, the wine lady. Oh my gosh, she's doing amazing things. So you got to go follow her on Instagram at the wine mistress. She's doing great. So if you remember the last recession, and if there's grumblings of a recession, I don't think the recession, please, I'm not a financial advisor, but I don't think what's coming up is going to be as devastating as before, but it doesn't matter. It's still devastating. And as business owners, especially solo business owners, we got to pay attention to it. Okay. We got to pay attention to the fact that we got to be prepared. So I'm just going to keep asking this question. Is your business recession proof? Seriously. You got to answer all these questions for me. How many of you have savings for your business? How many of you have 3 months of savings for your business? How many of you have 6 months of savings for your business? I know. And as solo business owners, not only are we managing the finances of our business, we're managing the finances of our personal lives too. So here's the other question. How many of you have savings or emergency funds in your personal life? I know. Hey, Mia, I got my Maia duo today. So you got to think about that. How many of you have savings in your personal life? How many of you are prepared for emergency funds? Think about all of this. And Maia is saying she was in Maryland when it happened. It was bad. I was in California, so I know exactly how it was. And I was somebody who was making over $100,000 and I got hit. It wasn't doing bad, like paycheck wise, didn't lose a job, but on the the housing front, it hit me. And I could afford to pay for everything, but because everything around me was going down, I kind of inadvertently suffered as well. But now that I'm a business owner, things are definitely a lot more stable. But you got to think about where will your business be? Whew, I can't talk. Where will your business be during recession? And if you remember any inklings of the last recession, even if it didn't hit you, now I want you to put yourself as a business owner during the recession. And you know what happens during the recession. Hey, Creations by Lily, how you doing over on Instagram? You know what happens during the recession. People don't spend money anymore. People get tight with their wallets. It's not so much people have excuses for not paying you now. People just won't pay you. Seriously. So if you haven't worked on your finances, if you haven't been paying attention to your numbers, if you don't have just an inkling of savings, you don't have like solid clients that themselves can get through a recession, how are you going to fare? I know I'm kind of hitting you hard on a Monday morning. I'm sorry. So sorry. But these are real things. These are real things we have to pay attention to. Okay. Now, I don't know if a recession, if it'll happen. Some people think that we are probably seeing signs right now because the housing market is slightly slowing down. Some people think we'll see like major signs of it before the end of the year or the beginning of next year. Like I said, just all conjecture from what I'm reading. I don't predict a future around markets and money. Not my problem. I do have a lovely financial advisor. Oh my gosh, he's so uber nerdy. I love it when it comes to the market. So he told me everything. But we got to start thinking about it as business owners. And so for those of you who are coming in late, the question I have for you, is your solo business recession proof? Is your consulting business recession proof? Is your Instagram account recession proof? I don't care how you're making money. I just want you to be able to get through it. And one of the ways that you can manage this is making sure that you have enough recovery funds for when things start to slow down. And that's the thing. We don't know how long these recessions last. It could be a few months. It could be over a year. But you got to be able to not enter into it already stressed about money. Okay? So if you go into it already, like if you're already on the edge with money, man, during a recession, it is the worst. And what I want everybody to do, I want you all to be very successful, but I also don't want you to be too stressed. I mean, you're going to get stressed, but I don't want you to be panicking. That's the better word. I don't want you to panic. And yes, you're right. My Ia is saying they stopped purchasing. Seriously, if you have any other things during the recession, during the last recession, what are all the financial things you stopped doing? What did you stop doing during the recession? I stopped getting my nails done. I still got my hair done. I had to do that. I stopped buying makeup. I didn't wear makeup anymore. I didn't shop as often. I did travel. No, I didn't. I didn't travel anymore. So, I actually went to work and ended up taking a project where I paid off all the debt during a recession. So here's the thing. Think of all the things that you did during the last recession when it came to financial matters. Did you get tight with groceries? Did you stop paying for all the luxury things? So now I want you to think about your clients. What are they going to start doing when a recession comes? And here's a straight up hard question as your CFO for the next 10 minutes. Are you a priority in your client's life, or are you part of the luxury can be cut? Woo, that's a hard one. That is a hard one, because we have to all think of ourselves like, am I a necessity for my client, or I'm a nice to have right now when I have money? Woo. Yeah, I know that's hard. Even I'm thinking about it, like, man, I got to think about that for myself. Sometimes I say things that shock even me. Oh my gosh. Hey, Shalise, how you doing this morning? Shalise is saying, I've been having this sense of urgency to put things on hold, go back to a 9-to-5 and clean up my finances, etc. I don't need to go into any more stress than already experienced. Oh my gosh. Shalise, you're so true. I met Shalise at the Women in Travel Summit, so I know quite a bit of what's going on with her. And yes, I know exactly where you're coming from, Shalise. I know exactly. And for those of you who are already riding the waves of debt, you're riding the waves of student loan debt, you're trying to launch this business, you can start feeling stressed really quick. If you're already stressed, and if the sense of, oh my gosh, if they're talking about recessions in the next 6 months or a year, it can add even more stress. So yes, you got to start thinking about it. Okay. Roger Labansky. Hey, Roger, how you doing? You don't have to accept that there's a problem in the economy just because someone told you there was a problem. Yes, it's true. It's true. Roger, please expound on what you're trying to say. But you don't, and that's the thing, we don't know what's going on in the economy. People are just telling us that things could happen, but there is a reality check on the other side as being business owners. There is a reality check. We got to put ourselves in check, even if there isn't a recession coming up. As solo business owners, a lot of us are skating on thin ice when it comes to money. A lot of us are skating on thin ice, and I'm going to even put it out there, even for those that are making money. Hey, Mary at Abundant Wealth Solutions on Instagram. Even for those of us who are making money, we are on thin ice. I know plenty of people who are making $600,000 and $800,000, have no savings, have no plan, and still are in a ton of debt. So, Roger, I'm not sure if you had a previous post other than your previous post. So yeah, please expound on what you're trying to say. If you're just saying that you shouldn't listen to people based on what's happening in the world, okay, that's true. You don't have to listen to anybody to accept that there are problems. Everybody can do what they want. Hey, Denise, how are you doing this morning? So, but for my business owners out there, we got to start looking at the future. You got to start looking at the future. Okay. We got to start thinking about, is our business recession proof? And just be on top of that, is our business emergency proof? And hell, we don't have to go through a recession to have crap happen in our lives. We know that. We know that. Okay. We absolutely know that. So that's the thing. You got to start looking at this money. A lot of us are just skating on thin ice, assuming things will just work out, which it will. Things will always work out. But you also have to think about it too. You also have to know that it'll work out. But a lot of us are just, we have our head in the sand and just assume that magic will happen. But the way magic happens is that we got to help it on the other side as well. Hey, Denise over in Spain. So you got to think about that. So you said, Roger's saying the last time we were in a recession, I didn't skip a beat. People were asking me where I was conserving or cutting back. I actually spent more than that time at any other time. That's cool, Roger. You know what, Roger? I'm glad that you didn't have any issues during the last recession. That wasn't the case for everybody else. That's just a straight up truth. Not everybody walked out of the recession on the top side. I didn't come out bad. I mean, I had a job. I was making over $100,000 during the last recession. To be honest, I didn't get overly affected. I got affected because of the environment, with the housing and everything. But I still had a job, still was making money, still had no real stress. But we got to also pay attention to that. Not everybody's reality is the same. And with my business owners out here, a lot of us are doing very creative businesses, and we have to look at ourselves and just figure out whether or not our business can survive a recession. Some of us are providing luxury. Some of us are providing necessities. And that's where we have to think about this as a business owner. Will people cut me first during a recession? Like Maya, she's a sommelier, people may not cut her first because people may toss a few back a little bit more during a recession. But, for some of us, we have businesses that are just on the ultra creative perspective, and that may get cut first. So we have to really pay attention. We have to ask ourselves these hard questions as business owners going into the mindset of the clients, because so many of us, we think about us first. We think about us first because a lot of us didn't do research. Let's just straight up be honest. A lot of us didn't do market research to start our businesses. Let's just be straight up honest. We jumped in because everything is great right now. That's what we have to look at. Everything is great right now. And then we have to look at the future of market trends of our clients. Like, are we going to survive or are they going to cut us? So you got to start thinking about that. And for a lot of us right now, things are still going great. Things are going amazing with clients and clients coming in. This is where you capitalize to fix your financial stress, okay? This is where you capitalize on creating savings, on making sure your numbers are tight. You capitalize on when things are booming. You don't try to scramble when it's happening. That's why I come to you live every morning and I keep telling you, when things are going great, this is when you need to pay attention to the money, not when, oh crap, things have just happened, okay? So you gotta think about that, okay? You gotta start thinking about that. So for those of you, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any questions about where you can start, what you need to do, what you need to do during prepping for a recession, if you feel there is a recession, or just prepping your business for the future. This is CFO talk here. This is where you have to get in your CFO shoes and follow the numbers. And Maya is saying create services for the upcoming recession. Yes, we have to pivot and shift sometimes based on what's happening in the outside world. And this is where we become smart business owners versus just trying to get by business owners. You got to look at the future and create services around that. Okay. You got to create services around it because there are tons of people who boom during recessions. Woo. I know my industry is going to boom during a recession. So I love it. Because everybody wants advice. Everybody needs some help on money when they don't have any. Isn't that funny how that works? But you got to look at where your business is and what's gonna happen in the future. And right now is the absolute time for all of us to capitalize, because I know all of you are making money. All of you are doing well. All of you are bringing in clients right now. This is the time to start putting money into your savings for your business. This is the time to establish how you're going to pay your rent. This is the time to look at your overhead, cut expenses that you're not using, and start tightening up on how much money you're spending in your business. For my personal 9-to-5ers, this is the time to create emergency savings. This is the time to kind of look at what you really want to spend money on. You got to start looking at these things, because what happens is that a lot of us are 5 steps behind. Then we try to fix things. And I know this as a business owner, been there, done that. Desperation does not smell pretty on a business owner. Desperate for money does not smell pretty. So this is where if you can go in cool, calm, and collected, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. But we got to start preparing right now. And yes, that's what I was thinking, my yeah. Wine is very recession proof. It's probably a boom for you. So wine and budgeting services are great. So we got to start looking at that, and you got to start preparing for all of these little things. But I just got to, ask yourself, is your business recession proof? And also, even if your product is recession proof, look at your finances. You know what? Look at your money. Do you have your financial processes in place? Are you giving yourself a salary? Are you putting money into savings? Here's one thing I know. Taxes are recession proof as well. Taxes will never stop, even during a recession. So we got to start thinking about all of these things. How many of you have been waiting to invest? You got to start looking at all of this right now, because if things are going great, it depends on where your business is in the next, during a recession or during an emergency. Where is it going to fall? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? And this is where we got to put on our thinking caps and be very smart as the CEO and the CFOs of our business and start thinking very strategically. Okay. So Shalisa is saying, I may pivot more into autism services with the recession. Yes, because we know, and Shalisa, and you'll have to tell me, when people get hit, when people get hit very hard during recessions, is other people that get hit even worse. And I would assume some of disability services, special needs services probably get hit pretty hard, because for whatever reason, it's like education, kids and things like that are kind of the things that get cut first, which is amazing. So people have to still figure out ways to service the people that they need to service when they don't have bigger funding. So we have to start thinking 10 steps ahead. This is how business owners become smart business owners. And this is what I want for all of you, to become very smart business owners and start thinking not 3 steps ahead, not 5 steps ahead. At this point, you got to start thinking 10 steps ahead. Okay. So Roger is saying the best way to avoid consequences of the recession is not even participate in the recession in the first place. You only subject yourself to recession when you start doing what everyone else does the moment that someone on TV yells recession. When people hear that, they blindly follow what they are told to do. Okay, people, I'm blindly telling you to save money, prepare your money, and to pay attention to your finances. So I don't know, Roger. I don't know if you're trying to be a little combative with me. So if you're saying that I'm doing the wrong thing by telling people to pay attention, please let me know. Otherwise, if you're saying that I'm doing great things, that's awesome. But for those of you, I'm not telling you to invest or anything when it comes to recession. I'm just telling you to be smart. Like I tell you every day when I come here live, be smart with your money. And if that is, and if you think that, it is blindly telling people what to do or blindly following, then I would gladly like all of you to follow and be smart with your money. Look at your savings, think about your business, and think about what you need to do going ahead. So there you go, y'all. So how can I help you? What else can I help you with? Thank you, Mary. Mary's with Abundant Wealth Solutions. Now, Mary, you do you're more on the investing side, correct? Let me know. Mary, she's over on Instagram with Abundant Wealth Solutions. So she's on the investing side. If I'm correct, I think you're on the investing side. So she sees more of the market trends. Heather's saying if you can make people money or help them hold on to it, you should be good. Yes, you should be good. Yeah. But also, this is student loan coaching. Woo. Oh, people are going to love you during the recession, because student loans, man, they're like taxes. They don't really go away either. No. So we got, for all of us who are business owners, if you are still riding the waves of a lot of student loans, you have a lot of debt in your life, you have minimal savings, I need you to start really paying attention to that right now. I know you're probably telling yourself that you're not good with money, you're not good with numbers. I'm sorry. Today, we're going to cut that out for the rest of August. I need you just to be better. That's it. I don't want you to say you're not good at it. It's just time for you to educate and learn, because I don't want you to miss out on all the amazing things on your business. And I don't want you to have stress if a recession is coming or even an emergency. And to be honest, y'all, emergencies happen 10 times. I call emergencies like mini recessions. Because when you have emergencies, that is like literally your own little personal world of recession. So you got to really start thinking about that. Okay. So really start looking at where you are with your business and answer that very, very hard question. That very hard question. Can your business survive during a recession? Do your clients, do they need you, or are you just a luxury item for right now? And this is where, as business owners, we got to be creative and find a way that we are necessary. Like, they cannot live without us, even during a recession. They may hem and haw about how much you're paying us, but they still need us. Okay. I don't want you to be the first one on the list of boom, you're out. That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be up there with cable. Please don't let your business be up there with cable. And some people don't even cancel that. All right, folks, I got to go jump off soon. Got a huge thing happening today. I have to tell you about it a little bit later, but let me know if I was helpful. Let me know if I was helpful and if I can help you in any way possible. Okay. In any way possible. And I want you to really just be smart. I talk to you about this every day. I've been doing it for over a year. At this time, it is time for you to be smart. I need you to put on your CFO shoes and look at the numbers in your business, okay? And I need you to start planning way into next year. At this point, I need you to have a plan starting for 2020. I know it's crazy, but we got to start looking at the numbers, okay? And we got to be way ahead of whatever the economy throws at us. Because I don't want all of you to quit and then, trying to find a job in a recession. Woo, that's just as hard because you're never going to get the job that you deserve. That's what happens. All right. So if I can help you in any other way, you know how to find me. All you got to go over do. If you need to talk to me one-on-one, go to keepupwithmrsjones.com/jumpstart or put your questions in the comment box. You can message me. I'm here to help you in any way possible. So I'm going to sign off here on Instagram first. And I'm just going to warn you, because I was in the mountains with no connectivity, I'm a little behind on the schedule for this week. But tomorrow we are talking about speaking. We're talking about speaking, and we're going to talk about recession-proofing your speaking business. We're going to talk about that as well. So for those of you on Instagram, Mary, thank you so very much. Who else is over here? Joseph, Creations by Lily. I appreciate every last one of you. If I can help you anymore, just let me know. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, and we're going to talk about how to recession-proof being a speaker. I know it's going to be fun. Take care. Happy budgeting. Bye. So for those of you who are still here on Facebook, I appreciate you. Roger, Heather, Shalise, thank you so very much for sharing. Denise, I appreciate you. She's over in Spain. Maya and Mia. Just need to have a dinner with you. You could say Maya and Mia, and I'll have Alyssa and Alisa. That'll be a fun dinner. Thank you so very much, Heather. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about speaking and how to recession-proof your speaking career. This is something I'm learning as we go. All right. So we'll talk about that. And if you need me, all you got to do is find me. Take care. Happy budgeting. Bye.